always sounds like peeing.
And it's very much like you shake it at the end because you don't want to have those last few drops.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get those on you.
Pantaloons.
Your pantaloons. Hi, BookTube. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rebecca still.
Well, I mean, I'm still Sarah.
That's true.
Like,
I've
always been Sarah.
When you're not in front of the camera, you're not Sarah anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't exist anymore.
It's true.
Oh, that's so sad. No.
I just go into the ether and tell him, like, it's time, and then I
put her in a closet. Make it more exciting when she's in a video. Anyway, today
we're talking about 2020. So someone mentioned 2020 or 2020. What do you like?
Ooh.
The rower
I
in
think I like 2020.
2020. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. 2020. It all kind of makes me want to puke. So, it's just a little weird.
Like moving forward, decades, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just like not a year that feels real.
Everything after 2000 was kind of like, oh, the 2000 what's? Like, no one knew what to call it, so we were just like, that's not a decade, let's just move on. Let's pretend that didn't happen. And then the teens, who says like, oh, the teens, it still didn't sound like a decade. So we were also just like, well, just don't talk about it. Now it's like the 20s.
It's true. And think about, like, when we're 50, people will be like, oh, back in the 20s, and they mean...
And they aren't going to mean, like, flappers and,
Well, I hope they do. I hope
think we should, like, call in the new decade by, like, doing the Charleston.
Yeah. Coca-Cola, when it actually had drugs in it.
Oh, yeah. Coked up cola.
Mm-hmm. Oh, anyway, these are our goals. Our goals are to wear flapper dresses. That's the start. I don't think I'd look good in a flapper dress.
Really?
No.
They were all about the boyish figure.
You know what?
Loved the little, like, lithe, boyish figure, and it's just not fair.
I'm gonna go ahead and start with my first goal that I didn't write down. I want to get a breast reduction. But maybe not next year. Maybe not 20. But in the
2021 is probably gonna be
more. Yeah, I gotta wait till the baby happens.
It's just Uno baby.
Just Uno baby.
Uno baby. Mm-hmm. Then you're like, well, that's done with that. Get these boys out of here.
While you're doing my boobs, can you tie the tubes up too? Can we like do a double feature? Hi, sweetie.
Nico. Can you move in a little bit because you're a little outside on the shop. Just cozy on it. I can move my leg out of the way.
No, I must sit splayed out like this. I'm okay.
You weren't fine.
I don't have a lot of goals.
My goals are into kind of like 3 categories. Just life in general. My library, because I've just moved into a new house and there's a lot of specific things I want to do surrounding the books I own and what I want from owning books. There's a cat playing with my book. And then channel. Mm-hmm. It was book reading channel.
We did not discuss our channel goals together, so I'm curious what our separate channel goals are.
Well, mine are very much about me within the channel. Okay. Stuff I think you could easily wouldn't really affect you that much. I mean, it would affect you in that it's stuff for our channel, but just like a cat trying to climb me along.
Yeah. So what should we start with? Books, channel, or life?
I feel like maybe Well, I did them in Life Books channel.
Alright, let's do it.
What does your life have in store?
I want to start the 2 Dungeons & Dragons campaigns that...
Oh, I didn't even put Dungeons & Dragons goals.
No. You gotta have D&D goals.
My D&D goals are a little bit different. I'm also going to start a campaign, but that's different.
Yes. That's something that I'll definitely talk about more later, because it is going to involve other booktubers, which I'm very excited about, including Sarah, obviously. But I definitely want to start.
I want to be in like both of your campaigns.
I mean, if no one else signs up for the podcast, you could be in that one too.
It'll just be us.
No, it'd
roll a d20.
So far, Jocelyn and Yvette are the 2 in there, which I think that's going to be a really fun dynamic. The 2 of them.
Mm. Well, you can put me wherever there's just you need someone, or in both places.
I currently have you in the live stream, but we'll see. Some people might back
I just like people to see my face.
I'm probably going to stream on Twitch and then upload it to YouTube afterwards and like that. Anyway. Yes.
That's a great goal. I think that's going to be really fun.
I'm excited, but also very, very nervous.
That's almost like a channel goal as well, because it's sort of related to YouTube, like related to our online personas.
True. Yes. my online
All right.
presence.
What else is your life?
Oh, I have to go again for another one?
Oh, is that it? That's your
I only
life
have
goal?
a few.
Okay.
'Cause I have some writing goals.
Okay. Well, tell me about that.
I have like a few like novels that I haven't finished and polished. I just want to I want to polish and complete all of my current like ongoing manuscripts, I guess. Would be my other one. I'd like to start something new too, but like let's pump the brakes and let's get those done first. I also want an agent, but that is out of my hands. I think it's best to not have goals that like you're not in control of. I cannot control an agent accepting me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So instead, I want to try to like query every month. I would say like 5 a month, something like that. Something reasonable that I think I can do.
That's I mean a much healthier goal anyway. You don't want to set a
goal. I don't want to say
get
I'm an agent. Like
and then you're gonna just
because I can't.
That's
not. It's out of my hands. Once I'll do everything I can to get an agent, but
yeah. I like that goal. That's good.
Thank you. What are your life goals?
So I mean, I just bought a house. I know this hasn't been talked about much because I haven't been around because I've been buying a house.
Because you just bought a house. Yeah.
Buying a house and then moving all of my shit and then taking care of like trying to put the house together, which is an ongoing process.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of work. And she's doing it like all herself.
It honestly I didn't need work. I could have just fucking.
She wanted to do some work,
and then I was like,
and it's best.
No,
to do
it could be better. And I was like, well, if I want to redo the floor, it's best to do that before I put furniture in. Anyway, my life is utter chaos now, but that's my own choice. So that's what's happening. But now that I'm in a new house. One of my first goals for the house specifically is that come spring, I want to start transitioning my yard into something environmentally friendly.
Great.
So,
and once you figure out how to do that perfectly, I want you to come here and help me do it.
Step number 1 is going to be sheet mulching half of my yard. I'll probably do half one year and then half another year because it takes several months. You do it in like a day and then the process of it. That's where you basically cover your grass. I'm going to use cardboard because I just moved, so I have all these boxes. You do cardboard, water, mulch. And I'm going to do a little fertilizer because I'm going to cover the grass, which will then die. That's what the sheet does. Sheet mulching. And then I'll grow clover on top of it, which is great. Much better. And then in the areas around that, I'm researching right now things like wild strawberries, witch hazel, things that are native to my area and encourage the environment. The other things I want to do life-wise are get back to a therapist and work out what I want for medication. Because I've gone back and forth about this. I've seen a therapist who I hated and gave me anxiety about even seeing another therapist.
She was texting me in the parking lot. She didn't want to go, and then after all of that, I was not like your therapist.
I have a lot of anxiety about going to a therapist. That's a whole other story. But I was crying the whole week before I met my therapist for the first time. And then he said basically all of my worst nightmares. Emphasis on the word he in that sentence. Yeah. And it was just everything I was worried about is exactly what happened. And anyway, now I have anxiety again about trying to find a new therapist that won't also do that to me. So that's my first goal.
I should go to a therapist as a life goal too for next year.
Yeah.
I've never done therapy.
Just in general, I have a big problem with motivation, which is tied into the ADHD and the depression. So one of my new things that maybe will be my resolution is that I want to do one thing every day that I absolutely don't want to do. And that's
a good idea.
That's just my thing. Do you not want to do it? Well, maybe it's just dishes, it's a dumb thing. But there are days where I just don't clean anything.
No, that's
depression legit. Is a big
and that'll spiral very quickly.
Yeah.
Household stuff.
For me, the next goal is books.
Books. Okay.
We're gonna do another one that's a TBR for the year. So let's just talk about
Yeah.
What do you want?
I think I only have 2. One of them I just wrote down big old on haul. Big old on haul.
Something whole.
I compulsively buy books. I have a lot of books. When I first started buying books too, again, I went bananas. I was going to every thrift store. I was buying books that I didn't care about. Which will lead me to my other goal for books is to own more books that I've read than I haven't read. I think right now I have about 20 something more books that I haven't read compared to the books that I have read. I'd like to just sway the balance a little bit.
I feel that.
And own more that I have read. I don't mind having a lot of books that I haven't read. It's great
Yeah.
for when I want to read something. I have literally a library to choose from, and I'm very privileged, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I would like to get more books on the top shelves.
Any other book
That's
goals?
really book goals. I can't really think of much else. I really enjoyed, and I'm going to do like a stats video probably for my reading at once this month is over because I want to wait until next year. But I just enjoyed how I read. I read extremely diversely this year, and I don't know. I don't really want to set a number goal, which we talked about. I will set a Goodreads goal, and I'll start really small. I'll start with like 50 or 52 books probably.
So small.
And then I'll build it from there. I do have a dream goal of reading 100 books one year, but I don't want to set it for myself because I'm just going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
It's just like maybe one year it'll happen, but...
Yeah. Well, my goals are maybe a little different. So because I've just moved into a new house, part of my initial goal is going to be setting up my library, which I have a room for as well. I'm going to have my own library too, which I'm very excited about.
And we'll film there eventually sometimes.
My book goal is with buying books specifically. I'll probably still buy novels and stuff, but I want to be better about unhauling them. But what I really would like is in the books that I choose to own, I want them to be much more curated. Because I'm very interested in like specific topics. And I want like a collection of books related to that topic. For instance, like I was reading a few things the other day. I was going down my research internet rabbit hole and reading about all the different books that people think have inspired the novel Dracula. And I would like to own a set of like 5 to 10 books that are the history of what is the story of Dracula, where did it come from, maybe a nonfiction book or two about what that means. So I'd like to have more curated stuff.
Channel goals next, huh?
Channel goals!
Channel goals!
What are
I
your
think I just
channel
have
goals?
one. Oh, another goal I had was to set up a little free library.
Yes!
I forgot. I guess it would be in life or book goals. I'm not really sure. Maybe life.
Both!
I have, again, a lot of books. I have a closet full of books,
Unhauling is
actually.
part of your book life.
Yes, unhauling is part of my book life.
Schools near you, like their kids around their families, or even just older people who might not know books that are out there. People could go for a walk and see what does Rebecca have in her little library.
Yes, we live on a pretty quiet street, but we want to have it on our front lawn, and I want to have stones like kind of leading up to it. We have a bus stop at the end of our street, and we have an elementary school at the end of our street, so kids are walking down.
And one of my goals is to help Rebecca build a little tiny house.
Yeah, Sarah's gonna make it for me. You could buy them, but it could be fun.
But you could have a
too.
personalized one.
That's true. My only channel goal, as of right now, maybe you'll inspire more, is to do more creative videos or vlogs.
Okay.
I don't know. I've had do more vlogs on every. I feel like on my goal, even like last year when I was thinking about my goals and the year before, and I just never really do them. I don't know what's wrong. I want to do them, but I've even filmed vlog footage before and then just didn't continue or didn't edit it. I vlogged all throughout Iceland, actually. John and I went to Iceland, and I vlogged the whole time. And I just haven't edited it. No, I didn't.
I was going to say, I've been watching more of your recent videos. I didn't see anything.
No, it wasn't there. I'll probably still edit it together, but it's just, I don't know. But anyway, I'd like to try to think of more creative videos to do. Because I definitely fell into a stint for a while because you haven't been around. So I was just doing TBRs and wrap-ups for the longest time. And I like to do, those are fine. I like doing those videos. But I like to do more. I don't know what though. That's hard.
I agree. I like that. So my channel videos, just because either when I'm stressed out or when a bunch of stuff is going on in life, it's easy for you to let your hobbies go by the wayside. But as far as, we all deal with things differently, but when we get together and we work on something, even though it's not just spending time together, it is a goal, it's concrete, it's a project, it's something that we're cultivating, and that is nourishing in its own way, It's like when you're having a shit time, you're like, okay, I can work on this, and that will be a different kind of accomplishment. So I said I would like to do at least 24 videos. And we talked a little bit about how many videos we had this year, which 30-ish?
31. In total, including just solo.
And I know a good chunk of those are just you. So my goal was, if I can commit to say 100% 24 videos this year, 2 a month or more, will have me in them, and I can make time. Like, have you made videos with Rebecca recently? You need to do that. It's good for the soul.
Are you interested in solo videos ever?
Yes. That's
okay,
my
I was
other,
gonna ask you
my
if you had a
other
goal. For that.
Okay,
so I feel like you've been on the fence about it. Sometimes you wanted to, other times you haven't.
I've been much more self-conscious about what I talk about. Because when I watch your solo videos, they make sense because of the content you're consuming. Your videos, they make sense because
thank you. I don't think they did.
But you're reading books, you're talking about books you like. When I look at those, I'm like, as soon as you mention a topic, I'm like, have I ever read book talk? I'm like, all of a sudden everything goes out of my brain.
You could do a whole video on those weird vampire novels you just read. How funny would that be?
I just read all these books and I'm like, I read them because they were easy and like, you know, it's easier than finding another book to read. Oh, let's keep going with this story. You know, it's like, oh, this is satisfying enough. It's just like candy. It's like, I could make a salad that would be way more delicious right now, but this candy is right in front of me.
God, see, this is stuff that you could have in your solo video. It'd be gold.
Anyway.
But you don't have to.
But I just feel weird having like a rant, angry video. I just read 4 novels.
I mean, you could break it down into, instead of like shitting on it, break it down into why it doesn't work and what the flaws are and where the bad representation is, and unless you don't want to get that deep.
I also feel weird because she's like a very popular author.
Really?
In the romance genre.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you don't have to do
And
that.
it's under a pseudonym. She might be popular in her other genres as well. But I've also read novels by her that I liked. I also thought were a little stereotypical. And I was like, oh, these are a bit much, but they're still fun. And I was like, oh, this will be like that. But then I was like, they're just a bit much.
Well, instead you could do a drunk rave about a series that you did love.
That's true. I could do that. Well, I'll think about it.
So Duke.
I love a good Duke novel.
You could do Duke Rex or something.
Duke Rex.
Duke Rex is so good.
It sounds like poop. But I mean,
Duke Rex. It's like the Duke Rex WR.
You'd have to make up a title that sounded like a novel, like what the Duke recommended, or something like.
I stole this book from
like,
the Duke.
Stealing books from the Duke. Or something like,
got lost in the Duke's library.
What's in this Duke's library? You would have to be something sly like that. But I could go down the Dukedom.
Dukedom.
So that's my general goal for the channel. My other goal is minimum of 12 podcast episodes.
Okay.
I want to get back into the podcast because I really love the podcast, and it's hard to things have been crazy with me, so it takes a different type of work to build up that episode. But I think 12 episodes. We were doing them every 2 weeks for a little while, and that was so good. And sometimes I think maybe we'll have a period where we do them every 2 weeks. But what I'm fine with is keeping it a regular part of what we do. And maybe a couple years from now, we'll have
more of
a few dozen episodes in the backlog, and then we can have more of a schedule, and then people can go back and find those other episodes. I don't want to let it go, but I want to keep it building. It might not be as regular as
once a month is pretty fair.
Yeah,
you want to try to aim for
it
that.
might not be once a month. Sometimes I think doing it like a season, for 6 months every other week or something. I'm fine with that too. That's my 2020.
Those are our goals. That's our 2020.
What do you think about channel goals, or what do you think of my channel goals?
I think those are good. Those are definitely reasonable. I'd love to watch more of your solo videos. I think you're still really nervous about it.
Not only am I nervous about it, my house is not put together
I know,
yet. I don't even have somewhere.
But even when you had
down.
Your old set, you were very
true.
nervous
That's
about
true.
it.
I think I need to find what that content for me is. And again, it's like I was talking about earlier about cultivating my library. Like, those would be good videos. Okay, the history of the Dracula novel, I get those books, I go through them. Maybe it's not a review of all of the books, but maybe I could just talk about, I bought 10 books
People
about
just
Dracula.
seeing books. That's why I bookshelf tours are so popular, which I've debated doing, but going individually through every single book that seems like a lot. I really wish we could do a live YouTube and read something out loud, because that would be really fun. Because we this is our channel. That's where we want to do it.
Maybe it would have to be, those
I got it.
the romance novels that are for Mormons and stuff.
First of all, they have to be novellas.
Yes, they have to be short.
It has to be like 10 pages. I say as we're reading it, we have to think of a way to censor it.
Oh. His banana. His candy cane went in
So we
stocking.
live in a story neither of us have ever read before, and we have to censor it on the spot to make it suitable for YouTube. We're done.
I like it.
We got it.
We could do that.
Okay,
for sure.
we'll find us one. It'll be great. Oh yeah.
I'll
So
find
keep
us
an eye out for that.
That's all my goals. That's my
Those are
goal.
my goals too. What are your goals? This video is gonna take me so long to edit.
You could cut out a lot of my ranting.
I do every time, Sarah. Don't worry.
That's so bad.
No, it's fine.
I'm such a ranter. It's because I don't talk to people about things I actually care about. And then, Rebecca will put up with it no matter what.
Oh, it's
I
under
say.
an hour. It's fine.
Oh, that is fine.
We're fine.
That's not
43
bad.
minutes.
That's like nothing.